All right, con. All right, shalom, shalom. This is brother Kasha Kwala from the GMS Atlanta camp. I'm with the brother. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Yawasab out of GMS, Kansas City.
Khan, we're coming to you, with the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kwadash. Okay, giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, today we want to gear this lesson toward the destruction of Babylon. You cannot go wrong with a topic like that, because it's the main thing we're looking forward to, for the downfall of this wicked ass place, man, with all this homosexuality, the GMOs we're eating, having to wake up early and go to work, actually partaking in what it says in Psalms 127 and 2. It's a vain thing to wake up early and go to sleep late to eat the bread of sorrows, slightly paraphrasing, man. We're tired of this place and we want this place to be destroyed, man. So we're gonna get into those scriptures and prophesy the downfall of it, man.
Because this place is gonna go down real quick, man. Because with the way all traditional kingdoms have fallen, the bigger the man is, the harder they fall. All right, and this nation has become huge. So hey, it's destined to fall real hard, and you got a lot of shit going on right now in Russia, so on and so forth, and we're gonna get into that.
Con. Yep. So I'm gonna start at Revelation 18 and 21, and we're gonna let the spirit move like it usually does. It's gonna bring out what it wants to bring out. So this is Revelation 18 and 21, and it says, "A mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, okay, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all." Okay, and so it says that Babylon's gonna be thrown down, man, and found no more at all, because we understand that this place is gonna be utterly desolate. It's gonna be utterly destroyed, man. And it reads too, "And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone." Okay, and matter of fact, I'm gonna get this real quick precept to make a point real quick, because that great millstone is a representation of Yahweh Shai. Okay, because when you go into Daniel 2, which I'm about to pull up right now, and it speaks on Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Salat. It speaks on Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Let me go to it real quick. Let's see something. This is Daniel 2 and 43. It says, "And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with merry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay." And when in that part, because it goes, it talks about that dream, speaks about the Assyrian Empire, the Persians and Medes, the Greeks, the Persians and Medes, the Greeks, the Romans, and then finally America or NATO or the EU. Okay. Okay. So in that sixth part, that last part where the toes are, is a representation that merry iron mixed with clay. That's America right there. Okay, and it says verse 44, and it says, "And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom." Okay, and that's what the days we're in right now, because that's why you have Matthew's the chapter 6 where it says, "As in heaven, on earth." When you read in the Lord's Prayer. Okay, "Which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all the kingdoms, and shall stand forever." Okay, and it goes on to say, and this is the point. It says, "For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it break in pieces the iron and brass, in the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, and the great power hath known, or the great Yahweh hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof is sure. Okay, meaning this is going to happen. This interpretation that I gave you, breaking what Daniel's telling Nebuchadnezzar, is going to happen. But when you go to Revelation, the 18th chapter, and it speaks about that great millstone, that's speaking about what is said in Daniel's 2:45, that stone that was cut out of a mountain. Okay, that's that stone that's gonna come down and break Babylon up, man. You know, if you wanted to add anything, brother.
Come. Like the brother was saying, lead up to that point. These nations are gonna fight, and not too long ago, about a couple of years ago, they just created this Space Force in the Air Force.
That's right.
For what? Because they want to fight against Yahweh Shai, which is I want to bring out this precept. This is Revelations 17, verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Okay, so what are you going to be able to do against that? The Lamb represents Yahweh Shai. So yes, it's destined for these devils to basically fight against Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Which they have no other option, because if you put yourself in that shoes, man, they're like, well, what do we do in that situation? You either fight or you run, and in both situations, you're gonna be killed, because the Lord also says that He's gonna send hunters. That's right.
Yep.
Which is gonna be the 144, the elect, the hopeful elect. We're gonna come and hunt you, motherfuckers, out those bunkers, and that's the spirit. Because it was the other night I had just put out a lesson about these bunkers. They came out with I don't know if you saw that, brother, and on RT, that they were building doomsday bunkers out of those big dirt mounds where they store like missiles and shit at. Yeah, man. So
yeah, we had you saw some of those on bases. You know what I'm saying? But hey, to elaborate on that brother's point, because he said those men are gonna be scared as shit, when fighting Yahweh Shai. Babar Kashar, can you read that Revelation 17 again?
This is Revelation 17, verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Who are going to be with him?
The 144, man.
144, the prophets. Okay, so you guys are, which is why they're really trying to shut this place down, man. This spam of the word, they're trying to close the pages. I mean, GMS Kansas City page just got taken down. You got various brothers in GMS, man. Those pages are getting taken down, having to go through loopholes, because this devil is terrified of this precept.
That's right. That's right. And to expound on that precept, this is because that was a Yapah precept, because that's what's going to happen, man. They're going to try to go against the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai. Once he gets the green light from Yahweh, they're going to try to go against him, and they're going to lose miserably. Okay? So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and I'll start at 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And that goes back to that Daniel 2, where it says, for as much, Daniel 2:45 says, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands. Okay, so going back, it says verse 8, and this is to expound on the brother's precept that he beautifully brought out, man, and broke down. It says verse 8, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him. And who is that him that they're trying to subdue? Yahweh Shai and his legions of angels he's coming with, man. Okay? Hey, Yahweh Shai rolling deep when he comes back. Alright? And it says, we're sore afraid, and yet there's fight, man. They were afraid, man. They were afraid. And verse 9 is the icing on the cake. And it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Okay? So that goes to show you that they gonna be scared, but Yahweh Shai is gonna put the spirit on them to fight back. Because don't the scriptures talk about the Most High Yahweh Shai is a man of war, is a God of war. So he wants to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Easy, man. It's like, come on now. You're like, that'll be boring, man. Yeah. It's like basically fighting a dummy. Like, you ever practice martial arts and kicking that dummy in the head? It's kind of fun for a second, but after a while, it's like, nah, I want you to try to fight back so I can break your fucking arm and some shit. Put you in an arm lock. The Most High is a man of war, man. Like, he wants some fun with it.
Hey, exactly, man. It's like Esau been talking this hot smack in his rulership. What, you gonna be a little punk and fold when the fight comes to your doorstep? Now you want to say, oh, I'm sorry, this. Right. Nah, man, we gonna fight. You're talking that hot smack. Now we gonna fight. Now I'm here. Now that's how Yahweh Shai is, man. He's gonna put the spirit on them to fight, and they're gonna lose miserably, man.
Beautiful. I got a precept to back you up.
Go ahead, brother, and we're gonna jump back to that Revelation 18.
God, this is Revelation 18.
Beautiful. Yep.
Revelation 18.
That's the spirit.
18 verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh God who judgeth her.
That's right.
So even though he's gonna make it a fight, it ain't gonna be that long. You know?
Not at all, man.
He might let you throw a punch. You're like, okay, nice. You know how they do in DBZ?
Yeah.
He let him throw that punch. You're like, yep. He hold his head for a minute. He's like, oh, okay. Then bam, the fight's over quick.
Yep. Con. And that's beautiful because it says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day. You know? And the big plague that's coming is Jacob's trouble, man. Okay? The Lord's he's going to send that Jacob's trouble, and these 2/3 niggas going to get it too. But right now we're primarily focused on Babylon. Okay? That's a whole nother video. But he's going to send that plague in Jacob's trouble. Okay? And it says death and mourning and famine. And all that's going to be, the death, the mourning, the famine, the diseases, the pestilences, the sedition among men, the race riots, the martial law, all of that. All that's going to be a part of that plague in that one day. Okay? Not, speaking in general, you know what I'm saying? And then it says, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. So he's going to send that Jacob's trouble to Babylon and across the four corners. Okay? And then to put the icing or the cherry on top of the cake, he's going to burn y'all with 200 million missiles like it says in the scriptures. Okay?
God. What are you going to do against that?
Hey, that's right. The scriptures say, who shall stand in that day, in the day of the Lord? Who shall stand? You know? Unless he's with you. You know?
Beautiful, huh? Beautiful.
Con. I'm gonna jump down to verse 21 again. This is Revelation 18 and 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. Okay? Saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Okay? It says with violence. Okay? That cuts that Christianity bullcrap, man. Where they think, sweet baby Jesus is going to come down in a cloud and sit and pass out cupcakes. Nah, man. Like the scriptures say, Yahweh Shai said himself, I come to bring a sword, man.
I come not to send peace, but to bring a sword.
Yeah, the water up.
And that's the spirit too, because like when you said violence, the scriptures also say that his garment's going to be bathed in blood. Yep. There's going to be so much blood in his garments.
Like he was trotting through a wine press, man. The blood's going to be up to a horse's bridle. You know what I'm saying?
I got another precept for you.
Go ahead, brother.
This is 2nd Esdras 15, verse 11. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
That's right.
So all them plagues that happened back then, which most of you common everyday Christians know about the plagues that happened, that scripture just says they're coming again.
That's right.
Which also proves that this place is referenced as Egypt within the scriptures. Okay? Because Deuteronomy 28 says it. Then we just read it again in the book of Esdras. Because how do you know this is Egypt? Because this place is spiritually Egypt, spiritually Sodom.
That's right. Revelation is not 7th chapter, I think the 11th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. It says, you know, that's right.
So what were the plagues that happened to Sodom? It was fire and brimstone. He's going to rain fire and brimstone.
That's right.
There's much death and destruction, but it's going to be even worse because if you think about it, hey, the sodomy is way 1,000 times worse than it was back in ancient times. Like you got motherfucking pregnant ass white men walking around, pregnant men. Like,
shoot, man, I see it every day down here in Atlanta, man. It's bad over here, bro. We gotta get burned, bro.
It's the only way to cleanse this shit, man.
Hey, that's, you know, the two best purifying agents are water and fire. He already used water in the first death, so he's gonna use fire in this next one. That's why we have the rainbow. Does it signify that he's not going to destroy the earth by water no more? But there you go again. Esau takes that rainbow and demonizes it, man.
Right. Yep.
You know? That's why. Oh, you can name. We can a laundry list on the things that Babylon, you know, has or is worthy to be destroyed for, man. You know. I got.
Have trying too. Go ahead, on.
I got super quick precept. Because Zephaniah the 2nd chapter, man, it hits every nation. It hits the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Hamites, the Cushites. Let me see. It hits the Asherites, and it hits ultimately Babylon too. When you read it, okay. So, can you reread your precept in you pulled out Ezra's, right? Yeah, can you, Babak Shah, can you reread that? Because it's going to go hand in hand.
This is 2nd Esdras 15 chapter verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
That's right. And this is because he's talked about that stretched out hand, man. He's gonna touch y'all. He's gonna touch Babylon, man. This is Zephaniah 2:13. It says, and he will stretch out his hand against the north. Okay, and we understand what that north is, because when you go in Jeremiah 16, it says, Babak Shah, you mind if I get that real quick? Because I don't want to speak idly on it.
Go ahead.
That chapter goes in, man. You know. Let's see. All right. It says, this is Jeremiah 16:14. It says, therefore, behold, because Zephaniah the 2nd chapter says, and he will stretch out his hand against the north. All right. So we're going to see what that north is. It's at Jeremiah 16:14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. That's right. So that's speaking about the Exodus, which you can read in the book of Exodus. Okay, when we literally came out of the land of Egypt. Okay, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. Okay. What's that talking about? It's talking about here in Babylon, or the North America, man. In the kingdom, it's gonna be a lot talked about, man. You remember when we was in Babylon and Yahweh Shemiel Shai got us up out of that? That's what it's gonna be said. Because right now we're still saying, hey, we still, because you know the men of the Lord are still pushing the tradition and the heritage, and we remember what happened in Egypt. That's why we keep our Passover. You know what I'm saying? To remember the Exodus out of Egypt. But when it's all said and done, we're going to remember the exodus out of America. And this time, it says, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, because we know we're scattered. James 1:1, it says, and I'll bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. So this is Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 13. And he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria. It will make Nineveh a desolation and a dry like a wilderness. Skipping down to verse 15, and this is the point, man, because this can pertain to Babylon. Okay, it says this is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, and you can attest for it, man. This place is a do as thy will, man.
God, they push that heavy vibration, especially with the women.
That's right.
Well,
that's right.
That's why this place is gonna burn. It's gotta go. Gotta go. And he's gonna like the brother said, to back you up, he said he's gonna bring all nations, man. All your nations gonna catch it. So I got a precept that I'm gonna bring out, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 2.
Yep.
For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Okay, so it says all nations to battle. Which they're all going to be gathered to the Middle East right now, to the land of Israel.
That's right.
It's already, the stage is already being set, little pieces here. They're already making chess moves.
That's right. That's right. That's all part of that prophecy in Joel, the 3rd chapter, man, when it speaks about the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's Shaphat, the valley of decision, man, Yahweh's judgment. All those nations are gonna be gathered there, and then that's where you get that 2nd Ezra's 13th chapter and the Revelation the 17th chapter. They all gonna be brought there, and it's gonna be a decision. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai is going to come back, and we're going to decide, but we're not going to decide in a courtroom setting. Now we're going to decide in a fight. You know what I'm saying? We all know who won that fight. Okay?
Yep.
Because it's already been written.
God, yeah, it's already ordained. There's nothing, you can't upset this prophecy. This prophecy is fulfilled.
That's right.
It's playing out right before your eyes, man. Right before your eyes.
That's right.
I got another precept too.
Go ahead, brother.
I'm going to go into the wrath of what the Lord's going to do. And it says, Zechariah 14, verse 12, and this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh shall smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
And what does that sound like, It
sounds like a fatherly burning from a nuclear blast.
Thank you.
This shit's gonna be melted away. Like when you watch the movies and you see the bombs going off. I can't remember the name of the movie. It's
that Terminator movie.
God, yep.
I forgot what that's called too.
It's like the waves of heat hit. Boom.
Yep.
And then it showed like an X-ray version of the bones, and then boom, hit again.
That's right.
And it says, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from Yahweh shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. Just talking about war. That's ultimate World War III right there.
That's right.
Okay? Bombs and destructions, missile food.
That's right. Let me get something to back you real quick, and I'm gonna go back to Zephaniah. This is Malachi 4:1, because this is what's coming to America. Yeah, you Americans gonna get it, man. Okay, but me honestly, I could care less about you peon Edomites and you peon heathens, man. What we focused on is the elite. You elite gonna get it, man. Hey, some of you elite gonna get caught up in that nuclear wind too. But some of you elite y'all gonna think y'all escaped from that fire, and then you gonna see the elect 144 come down with their new bodies and come snatch y'all ass up to put you in slavery, man. And y'all first job is going to be to pick up the dead bodies. Okay?
God.
So this is Malachi 4:1. For behold, soon coming to America. So Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. In the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So y'all gonna get it, man. You know, that sounds like another nuclear missile to me, man.
Yeah, it does to me too. That's what it sounds like. And they building these bunkers that we were talking about earlier, man. And this precept says, hey, the bunkers ain't gonna save you. Some of you may escape some of them nuclear blasts. Some of you, because you can't really run from that shit. Some of you may escape those blasts hiding in them fucking concrete military bunkers. But what's gonna happen after that blast are over with? You're gonna have to deal with the worst part. This is Jeremiah 16 verse 16.
Yeah, that's right. I knew you were gonna pull that out.
It says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them, which is that's talking about what we're doing right now with these videos, trying to reach the hopeful elect to wake us up, which we know through the Spirit the elect is being sealed with all these videos being shut down in this famine of the word.
That's right.
But before it says, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks.
That's
which
right.
is where are these bunkers being built? On the mountains, the hills, and the holes of the rocks. So you can't escape this judgment, man.
Yep. There's no escaping the Lord, man. Because the scriptures talk about in the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, man. Meaning the angels are taking record of everything, even on you Edomites, even on you elites, man. The Lord is watching.
God, beautiful. And you can see it if you just look outside, man. There's more. It seems like there's more and more chariots popping up every night. Once the stars are visible, man, I'll just be looking up sometimes like, hey, that's a new chariot. That wasn't there the night before. The sky's being lit up. The stage is being set for ultimate death and destruction.
That's right.
No?
Let's see something. Salat. Matter of fact, I'll just go back to Zephaniah and finish this out, and then we can move on. It says Zephaniah 2:15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. And that you can read about how, you know, Esau thinks he's God, and 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. It says, how is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Every one that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand. So they're gonna be like, you know, after it gets destroyed. That's why you got Revelation 18, man. The merchants, you know, it speaks about the merchants, and that's why you got Jeremiah 47:9, if I'm not mistaken. It's the same thing, man. They're gonna be because it's gonna be a burning memorial for forever, man. You know.
God.
You got something, not?
Yeah, I got Jeremiah. Let me do it. I'm gonna bring out Jeremiah. Let's see, Jeremiah 50. Let's start at verse 3. It says, for Jeremiah 50 verse 3, it says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein.
There you go. It's a lot. It says out of the north again.
God,
so we know who is speaking. We know who's out of the north, man. It's a lot. Go ahead, bro.
God. And it says, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days and in that time, saith Yahweh, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek Yahweh their God. Okay? So that's a lot of suppleness to come. Because during that World War III, you're going to have a lot of Jakes out there wailing and travailing at that time doing wars. And that's when they want to last minute call upon the Lord.
Hey, That's Psalm 110:3, man. Thy people shall be willing, man.
God.
Hey, but the men of the Lord right now pushing this word, we're willing right now. That's
God.
the difference. We're not going to be willing in that day. We're willing to get in order right now. You know?
God.
You got it,
God.
brother.
I got another precept expounded up on that. This is verse 9. It says, For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From this she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be sharp as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Which that goes hand in hand with 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter.
It does. It does.
His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss, as they're shot from the ends of the earth. It's talking about the missiles flying through the skies.
Mm-hmm.
That's what those arrows represent within this precept. Because if you put your mind, for you people that don't know, you have to put your mindset and what the prophets were speaking on back then. They were having visions of missiles, but they didn't have missiles back in ancient times. So what did they have to compare them to? It was the arrows.
That's right.
Okay? And these arrows have missile guidance systems, which is why they are going to hit on target and on time.
That's right. That's beautiful, huh?
And it says he'll be as a mighty expert man. You know? And as we read earlier, it's fire coming. So you put hand in hand together, you have an arrow and fire. From one end of the earth to the next. It's missile.
That's right.
No?
That's right, huh? I just slipped my mind because there's another one that 2nd Ezra is speaking about the missiles and how they can't return. You know,
God,
I forgot where it was. You know, that's Satan, man. these vessels, man. But you know, also, you know, the spirit of the Lord is going to be on the missiles, and that's crazy, man. Because last week, Russia was talking about, like, Putin had like pretty much a State of the Union address, and he stated how they have new hypersonic missiles.
I remember hearing about that.
And they can fly from the North Pole to the South Pole, and it has unlimited range. And a missile defense system can't bring it down. It can penetrate through missile defense systems.
Damn.
So that prophecy that you just read right there just came to pass last week. All they gotta do is, well, part of it came to pass last week. All they gotta do is shoot it off. Cause now, you know, it says what? That the arrow should hit their target, pretty much, right? Well, that hypersonic missile can't be detected or taken down by a missile defense system, so it's going to get to its target. You know, that's a beautiful. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, just to back you up on. So wait a minute. Who has the most powerful missile right now and the most powerful nuclear weapon on Earth? What country has that?
It's Russia.
It's Russia. Mm-hmm. And as you just spoke, they just came out with something even more powerful. And the scriptures say that the set thy hooks, which I think you have that precept.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up for you, bro.
It's the scriptures say that the Lord's gonna bring Russia into it. And so if Russia has the most powerful missile, and we read about the missiles in the scriptures, you put hand in hand, the spirit that's going on right now in the world is America and Russia are beefing heavy.
That's right.
Real heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And I got two more precepts in Jeremiah I want to bring out. Real quick. This is Jeremiah 50, verse 14. It says, Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows.
Spare no arrows.
That means they're going to blast off all they shit.
The whole arsenal. They gonna bring out bombs from they were storing since 1947 on their ass too, man. They releasing everything. That means Russia, that means China, that means North Korea, that means Iran, South Africa, Great Britain. Everybody's gonna release their arsenal.
God, all that shit, like this place ain't nothing gonna be left. Nothing.
Babakar Shah, I reread that.
God, this is Jeremiah 50, verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, which means everybody that's got a missile.
That's right.
Shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Then verse 15 says, shout against her round about. She hath given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down.
See?
For it is the vengeance of Yahweh.
That's
Take
right.
vengeance upon her as she hath done, do unto her.
See, that's right, man. And it says, shout around. It says round about her, right? What did the children of Israel do in the book of Joshua when they went to Jericho? They
went
went
around 13 times.
Yep.
With a great shout.
And what happened to the walls? They fell
down.
And spiritually, we're doing that right now with this lesson and with all the Akim, the sincere Akim out there pushing his word. They're shouting and chanting Babylon down right now. You know what I'm saying? And then what's going to happen in turn? This prophecy that you're reading is going to bring those walls down, man. It's going to utterly destroy it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. We're breaking every chain right now, huh?
That's right. And it's beautiful to watch, man. While we're building spiritually the house of David by Yaf Dawadah, we're at the same time, that house is going to be so sturdy. When the missiles come, it ain't going to be nothing done to that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be that we're going to run into that house and get salvation, Lord willing, man. You know? We're living in some marvelous times right now, man.
Hey, that's what the prophet said, that they couldn't wait to see these things happen. You know? That's
right. You want that Ezekiel 38 out?
I got it out right now.
Con. You start at verse 1, bro.
Verse 1? Yeah. This is Ezekiel 38, verse 1. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him.
All right. So we understand what the word prophecy means. It means to say before. And we understand when you go, like me and the brother was chopping it up earlier before the lesson, that we understand what Gog and Magog and Meshech and Tubal is speaking about. Okay, Gog and it says the land of Magog, and when you look in an ancient map of Magog, that's in the area of where modern day Russia is today. So we understand this prophecy is for Russia. Okay, it's speaking about Russia. Okay, all right, because we understand that Magog, Meshech, and Tubal are the sons of Japheth. Okay, but this is speaking about the Russians who are Edomites. All right, so you can go ahead to the third verse.
Verse 3, and say, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal.
Keep going.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
That's right, and that's what we're seeing right now, man. Because we was both talking about what happened today. What happened in like the span of about 4 or 5 days.
I got that article up too on my screen.
Ahead, get it, bro.
Gratification. This is on Express News, Daily News Express. It says World War III. Russia warns Trump it will attack American troops if U.S. strikes Damascus, which is in Syria.
That's right.
And says Russia has issued a chilling warning to U.S. President Donald Trump as the Syrian conflict threatens to spiral out of control. As Kremlin warned, attack Damascus will attack you. This ain't no joke.
That's right. And with that, earlier last year, Russia pretty much asked United States, like, what the hell are you doing in Syria anyway? Because really, Russia controls Syria. If you haven't noticed that, which I'm pretty sure you have, but you know, these common sheeple out here don't understand. Every time there's some type of terror attack, you notice ISIS doesn't claim it no more.
Right.
Why? Because Russia done depleted them in Syria. Russia done away with that. But now that's why America's coming back into Syria to arm those Syrian rebels.
God, that's beautiful. And also, I think it was last month or month before last, there was an article came out from RT News that where they exposed America's conspiracies. Over 100 conspiracies were exposed.
That's right.
And then the elder camp, Brother Mahalaya, gave a beautiful statement. He said, look, Trump has to destabilize Syria if he wants Iran, because that's his ultimate goal. He don't give a damn about Syria. He wants Iran.
That's it. Exactly, bro. Exactly. And once Iran gets into picture, best believe it's about to pop, or it will pop. Once Iran gets fully, because Iran is like kind of like, you know, what y'all doing over there?
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But really, America wants Iran, man.
God.
That's why they put sanctions on, if I'm not mistaken, like a year or two ago, they put sanctions on Iran to limit their uranium process. Because what's uranium for? To make nuclear weapons.
And who's been starting to make nukes again? Iran came back on their deal. They're back to making nukes.
There you go. Man, you know?
It
was so beautiful to see the Lord's algorithm going into works.
God.
You know?
Yep.
You can keep going in verse 4. Right?
God. It says, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, the north quarters, and all his bands, as many as people with thee.
That's right. So it's going to be Russia and all his allies coming with. And we just read that, in Jeremiah 50?
Yep.
What pretty much it was saying, they're going to release all their arrows, all their arsenals. God. Right here it's saying, get all your army, all your horsemen. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Your horsemen, as you know, could be pertaining to tanks.
God.
You know what I'm saying? All sorts of it says, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, which could be a tank. The horsemen, which a horse is a representation of power. And they just came out with Russia just came out with a new jet. Was it the Su-47 or something like that?
God.
So it's like,
it reminds me too, back when we was in, when they used to train us and shit, they used to say the number one type of fire to get is to have everybody gathered in that beating zone, and to have that enfilade cone of fire. The Lord is setting them all up to be right there in that fucking beating zone.
That's right.
You know, so they all about to get lit up.
That's right.
And it's because he's also, the scriptures also say he shall fall on his own sword. It's his own devices that he created to kill everybody else. The Lord's like, okay, here you go, throw this shit right back on you. He's gonna take his sword from him and whoop his ass with it.
That's right, man. That's right. You know,
Most High is bad, man.
Bad, man. Bad to the bone. You know.
Yep.
I'm gonna bring this scripture. Do you have and then we can end on. Do you have like a final scripture on the destruction of Babylon?
Come on, let me see what I got here.
And then I'm gonna read this while you get that, and we're gonna end off of your precept. All right.
Come.
All right. This is Joel chapter, because we've been talking about this. This is Joel chapter 3:1. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, verse 2, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. I'm going to get that word Jehoshaphat real quick. Okay, just for the edification out there to the Aki. It says, which is pronounced Yahweh Shaphat. All right. It says Yahweh has judged. All right. That's what the valley of Jehoshaphat means. Okay. So we're gonna go back, and it says, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. I'm gonna stop right there, and that goes to show you what's happening right now. Turkey, Ukraine, America, Russia, Iran, Syria, Israel, Gaza, the Palestinians, all of them are in that area battling it out. Great Britain, France even bombed a little bit over there before. They're all gathering over there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this Joel 3 and 2 is. That's happening every day. As you know, every day we wake up, Lord willing, it's happening more and more. You know what I'm saying? So with noticing that happen is noticing the destruction of Babylon's coming even sooner. Like the scriptures say, our salvation is nearer than what we believed. The destruction of Babylon is nearer than what we believe. Beautiful point. You know, you got beautiful. It, bro.
God, that's a beautiful point, because when you're going through so much captivity and you know, catching hell with these curses, it's easy to forget that sometimes.
That's right.
Like, Lord, when are you going to bring this place down? But as you just mentioned, that our salvation is much nearer than we believe.
Come on.
You get news articles like this that pop up, you're like, damn, man, shit's really going on. Yep. It's happening worse than what I think.
Yep.
We almost out of here, man.
That's right.
You know? So I'm gonna go ahead and bring out these last few scriptures. This is Isaiah 54, I'll start at verse 15. Behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. That's crazy, man. And then it says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
That's right.
That bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh.
That's right, man.
Amen. So look, he created these things to destroy them that came against us. They came against him. Okay? And that's ultimate judgment. That speaks of you wicked, you devils, you so-called white people, you Edomites, being permanently eradicated from the existence of the face of the earth.
That's right.
And you 2/3 getting that ass whooping.
That's right.
That ass whooping.
That's right.
You know? But all these weapons that you try to form, hey, they're not going to prosper against us. You may kill the flesh, but you can't kill the spirit.
You can.
The Most High is on his way back, man.
That's right. He's gonna give the green light to them legions of angels and Yahweh Shai, man. And that's beautiful, because in that scripture it says the waster to destroy. Those are that's that nuclear fire and those nuclear missiles coming straight, aiming towards America, aka Babylon, aka Egypt, aka Sodom and Gomorrah. You know. So you know, hey, me and the brother Yawsop, you know, we just wanted to bring this, you know, to light again, you know, and just keep prophesying against this place. And the more we prophesy against it, the faster it's gonna come, man. The Lord hears this, the faster it's gonna come, man. So you know, hey, death and destruction to America, man. You know, and we want to give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144. Brother, you got any last remarks?
Hey, Khan, hey, yo, brother, stay in the spirit, stay up. Hey, keep pushing this work. Spamming the words around the corner. Pay attention to these prophecies, man. Don't sleep. Don't let the day of the Lord take you as a thief in the night.
Khan.
Well, that. Hey, shalom to you, brothers.
Khan. Hey, shalom.